Good morning, dear students. Let's open today's our lecture lesson from methodology. Our theme about today, compounding as a major type of word formation. Let's start. I'm a senior teacher of English department, English language department, Magaf Norus. So we have plan of the lecture for our today's lecture lesson. First plan is about definition of compounds and ways of their formation. Second one is semantic and structural motivation in compounds. Third plan is about coordinate and subordinate compounds. Fourth, classification of compounds according to different criteria. And the fifth one is correlation between compounds and phraseological units. Compound words. Compound words are made up by joining two or more stems. For example, taxi driver, music box, keyboard, blue-eyed, cross-legged, lopsided, bookcase, looking glass, and etc. Word composition or compounding is a distinct type of words made up by joining together two stems, mostly stems of nominal parts of speech. Generally, the compound member cannot, like a word in a phrase, serve as a constituent in a syntactic construction. The word black in the phrase blackbirds can be modified by very blackbirds, but not so the compound member black in blackbirds. A change in the order of components of compound words brings a change in their lexical meaning. For example, lifeboat, a boat of special construction for saving lives. Boat life on board of a ship, a fruit market where fruit is sold, market fruit, food for selling. Word stress in compound words. The compounds are phonetically inseparable as the components of them have only one stress. Mostly the first component is stressed. For example, penknife, bookcase, doorway, book, shelf. Here, the word stress we can see only in the first sentence, in first word. There are some compounds which have a double stress. In this case, we have the primary stress on the first component and a weaker secondary stress on the second component. For instance, mat doctor, washing machine, money order, and etc. The semantic center of the compound is the lexical meaning of the secondary component, modified and restricted by the meaning of the first. First, compound words denoting action described as its agent. For example, sunrise, squeak, and shake. Second variant is compounds denoting action described as its time or place. For example, day flight, street fight. Third, compounds denoting individual objects designed for some goal. Bird cage, tablecloth, diving suite. Fourth variant, compounds denoting objects that are parts of the whole. For example, shot, color, eyeball. And the last fifth variant is about compound denoting active doers. And for example, book reader, shoemaker, globe-trotter. The bulk of compound words are monosemantic and motivated, but motivation in compounds, like in all derivatives, varies in degree. Motivation in compound words may be partial. Compound words, a handbag, blow-verbet, handcuffs, and others are only partially motivated, but still the degree of transparency of their meanings is different. Compounds that are completely motivated, for example, sky blue, foot pump, tea tester. And there are some compounds that lack motivation altogether. The native speaker does not see an obvious connection between the word meaning, the lexical meanings of the basis, and the meaning of the pattern. Consequently, he cannot deduce the lexical meaning of the word. Words with transferred meaning often acquire a new connotational meaning. For example, non-neutral, not proper to either of their components. For example, sometimes the motivated and the non-motivated meanings of the same word are so far apart they are felt as two homonymous words. For example, nightcap, a cap worn in bed at night. Second, a drink taken before going to bed at night. It's a colloquial meaning. Eye wash, a liquid for washing the eyes, sometimes said or done to deceive somebody. An eye opener, enlightening or surprising circumstances. That English actually distinguishes the compositional phrase blackboard from the idiomatic word blackboard. Not only is the idiom written as one word, the relatively trivial writing convention, it is stressed on the first element rather than the second, as would be normal for non-idiomatic adjective plus noun phrase. English language also has a number of high idiomatic noun plus noun phrases. A couch potato, for example, is not a potato at all, but a person who spends a lot of time on the couch. A bookworm is not a worm, but a person who loves books. Both of these are examples of metaphoric extensions. From the point of view how the components are joined together, the compound words may be classified into: first, compounds whose components are joined with a linking element. For example, Afro-Asian, Anglo-Saxon, sportsman, speedometer, handcraft, statesman, and others. The second classification of compounds is without a linking element. For example, snowball, raincoat, door handle, reading room, and others. Compound words are also classified according to the different ways of compounding. In this case, we divide them into two groups. The first group is derivational compounds. These compounds have a derivational affix, long-legged, kind-hearted, and others. Second variant is compound variant, words proper. Such kind of compounds are formed by joining together stem all words, and that compounds have no derivational affix. For example, doorstep, looking glass, tablecloth, whitewash, bookcase, and others. There are two types of relationship in linguistic literature of compounds. So they are first coordinated and subordinated. Coordinate compounds the compounds are structurally and semantically independent or reduplicated. goody-goody, or 50-50, or 20-20, and others. And subordinate compounds are they are compounds. The components are based on the domination of one compound over the other. For example, road building, babysitter, woman doctor, and others. Pseudo-compound verbs. In English language, we can see some pseudo-compound verbs. There are many polymorphic verbs that are represented by morphemic sequences of two root morphemes, like to weekend, to goose flesh, to spring clean, but derivationally, they are all words of secondary derivation in which the existing compound nouns only serve as basis for derivation. They are often termed pseudo-compound verbs. They are first pseudo-compound verbs formed by means of conversion from the stems of compound nouns, as in spotlight from a spotlight, to sidetrack from a sidetrack, to handcuff from handcuffs, to blacklist from a blacklist, to pinpoint from a pinpoint. The second variant of pseudo-compound verbs followed by back derivation for the stems of compound noun. For example, babysit from a babysitter, play act from play acting, to housekeeper from housekeeping, screen clean from screen cleaner. Correlation between compounds and chronological units. So semantic and structural correlation manifests itself in the morphological character of compounds, range of pieces, and their order and arrangement. It is important to visualize the correlated relations embrace only mineral, non-expanded, neutral types of ranges. Semantical correlation manifests itself in the fact that the semantic relations between the components. So, students, I have finished my today's lecture listening. Goodbye. Thank you for your attention. See you tomorrow.